Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is my testimony. And then I went back home, and I think that's when I really started to want to get to know God more. And then through some unfortunate events, we wound up moving here with my dad. And then I started attending church a little regularly here. And that, just fed it, and I kept going and going. And then I've had a little bit of medical issues in between time, and that's when my praying started real heavy. And, I've seen a lot of improvements, and that just reinforces the fact that, there is a God, and He does care. And, just everybody here at the church behind you and everything, it's great. It's wonderful. And I'm glad to be a part of it. Well, my dad's wife, Becky, you probably met her and everything. She passed away. And that's, Dad's, even though he's capable, he needs some help. So, instead of him going into some home or something, my wife and I packed everything up and moved out here just to help him in his golden years. And that's how we wound up here. And, of course, I started attending the church and then fell in love with this church. And then that was, history from there. It was great. And that was reinforced me with this church. And that, there is a greater thing going on here, and I still want to be a part of it. That was my big bout of praying, yes. That's when I really got serious about trying to do some praying. And, now I pretty much pray all the time. I find it soothing, and it makes me feel better. Whether, anything happens or not, it just makes me feel better just to say something and praise the Lord and in my own little way and go with it from there. I really know for sure. When I got out of the hospital and everything, I was sitting there, we was in church, I was sitting at home reading the Bible, and then it occurred to me that, I had never been baptized. And thought to myself, well, maybe I ought to, tell everybody that, I found the Lord, and I'm very grateful for it. And, so that's when I asked Pastor Gary if he would, baptize me, and we got the ball rolling. That He is there, and He does help, and He answers in His own way, in His own time. Might not be what you want, because He died for us. And he was willing to do the ultimate sacrifice for everybody and all of us. And for that, I'm grateful for. Well, that He loves you, and He helps in His own way and own time. That's the key to it. You just got to have the faith that in time it's going to help. And it does. It always has. And my guess is always will. Just got to have the faith and to believe that it will. Gary's been impactful to me in a lot of different ways that nobody really realizes. I don't know, when I first got here and met him, I just got, like a vibe from him, like a granddad vibe, and really, really good guy vibe. Now I'm a child of God, and I really, really love God and thank Him for it.